Hey, I decided I had one more in me before I go to bed because I am a little tired. So if I get to fumbling over words like I almost did, just look over it, roll with me. It's been a long day. How y'all doing? Yeah, I'm pretty good. Thinking about that bed, my pillows, hot shower. So anyway, I'm curious, and as usual, I got a question. So welcome. Please, will you hit that subscribe button? Thank you. So listen, if you're a parent, school age children, are you having those tough conversations with them? If you're not, you better start. If you are, kudos. Make sure you're asking all the right questions. You even might forget some. Write them down when they come to mind. But make sure you ask everything out of the sun. Go through their phones, do whatever you gotta do. How they gonna have some privacy under your roof? Yeah, okay. I heard some people say that. Some kids say, you invade my privacy. What bills you pay? You don't get privacy until you paying your own bills under your own roof. That's my logic. You might be different. That's fine. You can tell me about it down there in the comments, but that's the way I see it. However, on a serious note, are you guys having those tough conversations with your children about peer pressure, sex, alcohol, illegal substances, everything under the sun? Are you having those conversations with them? Their friends? Are you? Because if you're not, you seriously better start. I mean, just look at the social media. We have more and more of our youth dressing like these celebrities. I was going to throw some names out there of some female rappers, but I won't. And I'm mainly concentrating on females because that's really what got my attention. Like, some of these girls are dressing clothing wise, makeup, wigs, 12 and 13 years old, looking like they 20, 21. That's a problem. I mean, honestly, you should be pushing your child to try to look young for as long as they possibly can. That should be an encouragement. Why do you want to look older than what you are? Do you, as a parent, want to look older than what you are? Do you? If you're 40, do you want to look 60? So why would you want your 12-year-old looking like she's 20? Why would you allow that? And if it's something that they're asking for, that's one of them questions you need to ask. Why? You ain't got to do that because everybody else doing it. Just because somebody's that far ahead of you, don't mean you got to follow. If they jump off the cliff, you gonna jump. Be yourself. And don't let it all hang out. People respect you more. That's what we need to be telling our girls. You don't want a 50-year-old looking at your 13-year-old because she's dressed like a 20-year-old. But that's what's happening. And then we wondering why we got all these pervs out there. I mean, I'm not justifying anything or saying that it's right, because I'll I'll be the first one. Yeah, I'll be the first one. You know what I'm talking about, so I ain't gotta say it, I ain't trying to get a strike. But I don't like no grown ass man looking at no woman. I'm just saying, I mean no child or fucking around with no child. I don't like that shit. But we do have women, listen at me. We do have children, teens, looking like grown women. That's what I meant to say. Yeah, I'm getting upset and I'm trying to stay calm because that do kind of bother me. It really do. Because then, these girls get to looking like that. These teenagers, these they ain't even teenagers if they're 12, 11, preteens, still children, looking like grown women, and these grown ass men wanting to mess with them. And then even if the kids say, "Oh, I'm only 15," at that point, do you think he care? You done caught his attention. And as a parent, that's when I'm ready to give him my attention the wrong way. And you should too. And you shouldn't be allowing your kid to dress like that. But, you got to raise your child the way you want to. That's you. But are you affecting them mentally? Are you helping in that process? Because if you allowing it and ain't saying nothing, you helping, you assisting. And you might have disagreed with me. Okay. My comments are below. Tell me. But this is a subject that I will not be changing my mind on. Because in no way, shape, or form should 11, 12, 13-year-old be dressing looking like a 20-year-old. Like, we can't help that our kids are maturing faster and younger nowadays. Developing, Ain't nothing we can do about that. We can't control that. However, what clothes they putting on you can. That makeup, all that wild hair that's making them look older. Peer pressure, a lot of stuff children are wanting to do because they see other people doing it, their peers. So it's a collective thing. However, you can control your child. For sure. You can. Like, how is your 12-year-old dressing like that? I'm sure they ain't driving themselves to the mall buying those clothes. Somebody buying them for them. Is it you? Because listen, if it is, please think twice. Because believe me, they getting the wrong type of attention. The type of attention as a parent that you should not want your child to be getting. Boy or girl, it don't matter. That type of demon devil, they're not prejudiced. Some might have a preference, but all of them sick MFers like it one way or another, boy or girl, or both. People are really taking advantage of children nowadays, if you hadn't heard. And you gotta ask yourself why. Now, we can't control the shit these celebrities do and how they dress, and these female rappers, how they dress and what they say. And you definitely gotta listen to the music your child is listening to, because some of that music is just telling them what to go out there and do for money. Why are you letting somebody teach your child how to be a prostitute? If that's what you want, you could teach them yourself, and then you need your ass whooped. But why are you letting somebody else do it? I'm just asking questions. Which brings me back to my question. Are you having those tough talks about sex and alcohol and all that stuff? Because I'm going to tell you a secret. I say my children, they're grown now, but I used to say they tell me everything. I learned that they didn't. However, I will say when they were in school and we had those tough conversations, because I made them talk to me. Don't mean that they was always being honest, but what they can't say is that Mama didn't ask. Mama didn't tell me. Mama didn't talk to me about it, because I talked to them about everything. And I would like to say you got to keep it age appropriate, but nowadays, these 8-year-olds are seeing what 30-year-olds are doing. So what's age appropriate? Unless you keep them off TV, keep them off internet, they have access to any and everything. which is horrible in a way. I mean, it could be used for good, but we know kids are sneaky. 8, 9, 10, they looking at shit. If they're not, then that means you got restrictions, and that's really good. I'm proud of you. Keep up the good work. Now let me tell you a secret, which it might not be a secret to most, but I'm going to share this parenting advice. Not professional, just my personal parenting advice. Something my kids talk to me about when they're in school. Guys, did y'all know that classrooms are so crowded? We know that. Teachers are really being overwhelmed, so, it's more hall passes. Rules are not as strict in school like they were when we were in school. Recess and gym and all that stuff. Teachers are not being attentive like back when we were in school. Hell, we got away with stuff. So don't think they ain't now. However, I found out that kids would go in the bathrooms together. And some schools got cameras, but that didn't matter, because the thing is, if you in a group and you want to sneak somebody in the bathroom, y'all just kind of clutter around while the person, meaning, let's say a girl wanted to sneak a boy in a girl's bathroom, that's what they do. And then they go in there and do whatever it is they want to do. And then, there are, unfortunately, children in school who have siblings that supply them with things they shouldn't have. And they take it to school and they share it. And then we do have those parents that are slack and they leave their stuff, like their edibles, their personals, you know what I mean, laying around, and the kids go get it. Or hell, even if it's in their room, the kids know and they sneak and go get it. And the parents just be like, damn, I don't even remember doing that. But don't think to go ask the child, you been in my damn room messing in my shit? I always had locks on my door. And I had it to where they couldn't pry it open. Because that's shit I did when I was a kid. We all done did shit. Don't act like you hadn't. If you hadn't, then you missed out. Or you was a very good child. Good for you. Hopefully your child is. But for those of us that know that kids sneak around, make sure you're having those conversations. And look, when it comes to them sneaking in the bathroom, doing stuff, even sexual stuff, let me tell you something my child told me that blew my fucking mind. Did y'all know that these middle schoolers and high schoolers think, females now, remember we are mainly concentrating on females, that they think that if they have anal with a guy, that they're still a virgin? Yeah. I could be wrong, but I say that they ain't. But I'm sure it's probably a medical professional out there that will say, well, by the book they are. No, the fuck they ain't. That's not okay. And there are girls and guys manipulating girls and guys and telling them that it's okay to do that and you're still a virgin. You ain't lost nothing. You ain't lost your virginity. And if your parents take you to the doctor, they can't tell. Yeah, my kids told me that. This was a conversation we had back when they were in school that I'm sharing with you guys. But seriously, ask your child. Ask your sister's child. Ask somebody else's child or teen, in a casual. I ain't saying, wait a minute, hold up. I ain't saying be a weirdo and walk up and ask somebody. I'm just saying, if you think your child ain't going to be straight up with you, when you are around a family gathering and it's other children there, bring it up. Hey, have you ever heard anybody at your school say this right here? Or have the parent ask them. That would probably be the best. Have the parent ask them. I'm not bullshitting you. Obviously, school-age children think that, and that's a problem. That's a conversation you need to have. And I hate to say it, a lot of it ain't protected because out of all the things parents leave around, condoms ain't one of them. I hope I can say that. But I'm just being truthful. And think about this. Think about what's in the news. Think about, the whole Diddy thing is what I'm talking about. And think about all those people that are coming out. And then think about all the can I say STDs on here? That people are talking about and that people got. Not saying that everybody do, but just imagine. That one attorney said that over 3,000 people contacted them. Imagine if all of those was true. And let's just imagine all of them had something. And all of them slept with like 5 people. And those 5 people slept with 5 people. And those 5 people slept with 5 people. You get where I'm going? Are you having that tough conversation with your child? If you're not, you better start. And protecting themselves better be a key point of that conversation. Not doing it is the best way. Abstinence is the best way. That's what you need to be teaching. But we know kids lie and try. And that's why I had those talks with my children. Look, this is what you don't do. But I know you just might try some stuff behind my back, so listen. Now, I ain't finna say I went out there and bought condoms because I did not. But they knew they better not come home talking about, Mom, I need to go to the doctor. We're gonna go to the doctor. But now you gotta have a conversation with me. One of them tough conversations that you really don't like to have. Yeah, so I ain't had that problem. Are you talking to your children about drinking and partying and stuff? If you're not, you better. Because, like I mentioned earlier, they have siblings and parents leave stuff laying around and kids bring it to school and they share. You have these stores now that's popping up and that's selling all these products like these vape stores and stuff, and a lot of those people ain't IDing, and the kids are looking older nowadays, so they walk in there 15 and looking like they're 21. They ain't getting ID'd. And it pissed me off because I still get ID'd. I'm like, where these kids going and ain't nobody IDing them? Because they ID me. And I'm well over the age. My oldest is 33. I take it as a compliment when they ask me for my ID. I be like, okay. And sometimes if they don't ID me, I kind of get like, you ain't asked me for my ID. How you know I ain't the Fed? You gotta ask me for my ID. I was just playing. No, but I'm being serious, y'all. You gotta have those tough conversations with your kids. Even if you gotta make it silly like that, do it. Make it easy for them to talk to you and to bring stuff to you. Don't let the school do it for you. Don't let the school talk to them. Because do we really like what the schools are teaching our children? Do we really like it? So, do you really want their friends teaching them? I mean, we know that they're going to probably listen to them anyway. However, you can still have that hope, that small hope that they're going to have your voice in the back of their head when that moment comes. And they're going to be like, maybe mom and dad was right. I'm I'm gonna skip it this time. I'm gonna wait until I'm old enough, cause I'm worthy. That's what you teaching your kids, right? I hope so, boys and girls. I hope so. Their body is a temple. Don't just let everybody see. Don't share it like that. Don't abuse it like that. You gotta carry that thing for the rest of your life. You don't want it breaking down before it's time. So take care of it. Stay healthy. Don't rush adult stuff. Because when you get old and you become an adult, when you can freely do those things, you're going to be wanting to be a kid again back in my house so I can pay your bills and buy your clothes and buy your food and cook your dinner and wash your clothes and all that stuff. Yeah. So, guys, have those tough talks. It's very important. Because this shit that they seeing on TV, what they hearing on the radio or Apple Music or whatever they listening to now, and the TikToks and Facebook and what am I missing? Instagram, all that shit got garbage on it, and your children are seeing it. And believe it or not, access to a lot of that stuff, like the illegal stuff, is beginning to be easier and easier for the youth to get their hands on. And I'm sure, and if you hadn't, I'm just going to assume that if you're a parent that you have, you've done research and heard on news and stuff about these pharmaceuticals that are being made at home, and you can buy the little crushers and stuff, and I mean not the crushers, the pill pressers and stuff on Amazon. You can buy any fucking thing on Amazon. And these people making this shit and then they selling it to our kids. And then our kids are taking it not knowing what the hell they doing. And then they get strung out and they wind up being addicts before they even 19. I'm being dead serious here, and I hope you are too. And look, I'll tell you something else they told me. You know, more and more of like the Dollar Generals and what's the other one? The Family Dollar selling alcohol. And you know, they call those little balls. I can't think of the name of them. I think they fuzz balls or something. I don't know. I can't think of the name of it. But it's a little ball, about yay big, about that big around. And it's alcohol. And they sell them in these stores. Kids are putting those in their pocket. And they have like the little mini bottles of the wines. Kids are stealing them out of those stores. Because, listen, sometimes you go in the dollar store, you might be standing up there at the register for 10 minutes before anybody walk up there. And when the Dollar General was just scan, at least the ones around here, you had to check yourself out, at the self checkout. It wouldn't even be a manager or associate nowhere around to help you if you're having a problem. You ring the little bell and you wait. You ring it again, you wait. Like, hello? I'm gonna walk out the store with this shit. So do you think they watching them kids coming in and steal that shit? That's my point. And if you didn't know that the Family Dollar and the Dollar General sold that stuff, go look. It ain't locked up or nothing like that. It's out on the shelf in the open. And our children are stealing them shits. And them and their friends are drinking it, getting drunk. Yeah, pay attention. If your kids done been out hanging out with their friends and they come home, be like, why you smell like a cigarette? Who you been? Who you been around to smoke? Look at their eyes. Smell their breath. Yeah, smell their fingertips if you have to. Whichever hand they might hold a cigarette with. And if they say, "Oh, it was my friend," which one? Because I don't want you hanging around that one no more. So then that way, when they get older, this shit won't affect them. But being that they have access to all the things that I've already spoke about at such a young age, whether they taking it out of the store themselves or somebody else's parents are being slack or their siblings or cousins are giving them stuff. It don't matter how they're getting it is my point. But is your child getting it? If so, you need to beat their ass. Yeah, I said that. Or just let them go ahead and do whatever they want and wind up in jail somewhere. Or somebody else parent wind up pressing charges on you because of what your child undone because you ain't parenting, because you ain't having that tough conversation. You gotta have it. 10 minutes. And if they ain't anything like my kids, it's gonna be a lot longer than 10 minutes, but do it. Do it. Make them sit down and you have those conversations about everything I just said. And more. Anything you can think of. Have that conversation. Don't be that parent that's letting the phone, social media, raise your kid. And then they grow up having mental issues, possibly. We don't wish that on nobody. We wishing healing and healthy, happy lives 2025. That's what we wishing. But you can, encourage that wish by making sure your parenting skills are on point. None of us are perfect. I damn sure wasn't. We ain't meant to be perfect. We're not even asking our kids to be perfect, so don't push them to perfection. Because that can be damaging too. To make your child think that they can't make a mistake, you're ruining your kid. We all make mistakes. We all bounce back from mistakes. Again, nobody's perfect and nobody's asking you to be. We're not asking our youth to be perfect. It's funny because I saw an article that said something to the sort like, I think it was New York, is, please don't quote me and I could be wrong, but something about they're not requiring teachers to pass like some type of test no more. Literacy, I don't think it said, I could be wrong, but people gonna have to stop homeschooling or their kids just gonna be going to school to learn how to figure out what gender they want to be and have lunch and recess. Because, okay, I'm gonna stop being silly. I'm getting tired and I was gonna be real mean and we're not doing that here. Not on purpose anyway. Okay, guys. So the question was, just in case you forgot, because I have been rambling, are you having that tough conversation with your children? Please do. Because honestly, it starts with us as parents. And, we could probably prevent some of these mental health issues if we just be more attentive, more involved. Because I definitely wish I could have been more involved, more time at home. Which is so hard because, we gotta work and we already know how I feel about the workplace and how they drag us like we don't have a family life. Like, particularly the company I work for, you can have vacation days and put in for them. They don't want to give it to you, they don't have to. You can tell them, my child is graduating high school. They can say no if they want to. But then they can let Joe off because his child was graduating kindergarten. They can do that. So any little time that you get that you can have that tough conversation with your child, do it. Because when they grow up, they will appreciate it. Talk about everything under the sun. Because you would much rather them hear it from you than social media or a teacher or something like that. You don't want them having those conversations with your kid. Unless, you might just be that parent that's uncomfortable having those conversations with your child. And if you are, you need some help. You need some help. Like how to break the ice, how to do it. Leave a comment. Email me. I'll tell you. I'm no professional. This is not professional advice. I can't give you professional advice. But I damn sure can give you my opinion. Tell you what I done. That I can do indeed. Well, I'm going to leave it there, guys. But remember, if you're dealing with someone that's dealing with any type of mental illness, because there's a lot of different ones out there, whether they have been diagnosed or not, if you're picking up on it, deal with it. Don't ignore it. Talk about it. Seek help. Don't ignore it. Whatever you do, don't ignore it. Have those conversations. Have those conversations. And make sure you're raising men and women. We ain't raising no thoughts, whatever that means. But I think it means something bad. We ain't raising those. Like I told y'all, I'm old and I'm old school and I don't know a lot of the slang, but I think that's appropriate for this conversation. I think if I'm wrong, tell me. Just tell me. I don't mind. You can correct me. I like constructive criticism. It helps you grow. Some people can't take constructive criticism. That's not good if you can't. Because you're going to get it all your life. Just think of it as a good thing. It can help you improve. And you ain't even got to give a shit what people say. You don't got to care. But it could help you improve. It could. You got any constructive criticism for me? Leave it in the comments. I'll respond. I might even take your advice. I might. I just might. I appreciate you guys, and I really appreciate you listening. And I really hope you taking me serious, because, again, I like being silly. I try to really make light of things because sometimes it's easier to swallow and accept. Because if somebody's coming at you serious all the time, woo, 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 take that. That's going to turn you off. You ain't going to hear that shit. That was a horrible example. Damn, Tanya. Guys, I love you guys already. Thank you for listening. Subscribe. And until next time, I hope y'all sleep good because I know I'm about to. Have those conversations. Seriously, have those conversations.